Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you a bit about NoveList for the database of the week. So NoveList is a reader's advisory tool. It only shows fiction options for books, no nonfiction. But some of the features include its links to OPACs and catalogs so that users can see on-the-shelf availability and formats. It incorporates Goodreads into the interface so that user reviews come through. And I decided to choose it because I think reader's advisory can be nerve-wracking for librarians, and it is a fairly common request in public libraries, so I think it's good to have a tool that you can, soothe your worries about reader's advisory with. I think the audience for Novelist is twofold. First, being for librarians to do reader's advisory. It's got a good interface for mediated searching on behalf of a patron for books that they're looking for. And then it's also good for patrons to look for themselves. It has a lot of browsing capabilities. Um, so that you can find what you're looking for on your own if you're not looking for help from a librarian. I wanted to start off by pointing out the help box on the toolbar at the top of the screen. That has really good information about the different kinds of searching available and all the features. But Novelist has a basic search from the main screen where you can use the drop down to do field searching for keyword, title, author, and series. You can use Boolean operators up here, but it's not necessary. And it also has a good autocomplete feature, so if you type in horror, it comes up with all of these options. Limiters aren't available from basic search, though. Browsing is really good on Novelist. I like it a lot for patrons. On the main screen, you can see the recommended lists here. You can look for books based on the appeal factors. There's also browsing by genre and the explore pages, which is good for librarians, but readers can find them useful too. And then you can see award winners as well. The advanced search is really good. You can search through all of these field options here, and then using these along with the Boolean operators will help you, expand or narrow the search based on what you're looking for. Um, the expanders they have allow you to apply related words to alternate spellings and synonyms so you can kind of find those. And then you can also search for full text articles that they have in their explore pages. You can optimize the search using the other tools like parentheses, phrase searching, truncation, and then their wildcards are the question mark and the pound sign. But I wanted to kind of show the different expanders and limiters they have that are really helpful. Media mentions are really cool if somebody says, I have something I read in Good Morning America and I want more books like that. You can kind of use those. They've got the author's gender identity, which is interesting, as well as the audience level and all of these kinds of things. So these can all be good for helping patrons find the books that they want. I wanted to highlight two cool features that Novelist has, first being the appeals and appeals mixer. This allows you to search for books based on 1 to 3 appeal factors, including character, illustration, pace, storyline, tone, and writing style. And it also lets you browse using preset features, but these are kind of the appeals index that you can use terms to search for. It's good for readers who understand why they liked a book and helpful for librarians to find similar titles. There's also the story elements that you can search by in the field codes using the appeal factors I said before, as well as genre and themes. So these are just kind of options that you have to search for. And I think between the two, it really gets at the idea of like the 4 doors to reading that Nancy Pearl talks about. It kind of channels these ideas so that you can find just the right book. I think the main drawback of Novelist is that all of the interesting features that I talked about were probably going to be utilized more by librarians than patrons. I think browsing is really what this is good for on the patron side of things, especially if they aren't really looking to consider why they liked a book that they did. Or maybe they just want you to kind of draw that out for them. So I think that in that way, this is more for browsing for patrons, and it's really good for that. But all of the searching, I think, is more for librarians. Additionally, I think it can be a lot for patrons to take in to try to figure out all of the different appeals and story elements and all that kind of stuff. So in that way, I think it's very good for readers advisory, but for patrons, I think it's really good for browsing rather than searching.